In the main event of UFC Fight Night 246, Brandon Moreno made his return and dominated Amir Albazi for 5 rounds. The former 2-time flyweight champion won every round except one, according to one judge. The other 2 judges gave him that one too. It was a steady striking masterclass from the assassin baby. By round 3, Albazi's face was bleeding from multiple cuts, so he came out swinging in rounds 4 and 5. Moreno returned fire with even more fire, and even a rolling thunder kick to close it out. The win ended a painful 2-fight losing streak for Moreno. At UFC 290 in July of 2023, Moreno lost the belt when he dropped a split decision rematch to the new champ, Alexandre Pantoja. In his next bout, Moreno dropped another split decision to Brandon Royval in February of 2024, which cost him a Pantoja rematch. Before that, Moreno was at war with Davison Figueiredo in a 4-fight rivalry for the title. Easily the greatest and most grueling rivalry in flyweight history. That started back in 2020. After 4 years of intense championship battles, Moreno decided to take most of 2024 off to rest and recuperate, and it seems like the self-imposed layoff may have thrown him straight back into title contention. "I don't know, man. Hopefully," Moreno said. "I have to be honest with myself. Maybe I have to fight one more time before the title, but I don't know what the UFC is thinking right now." A trilogy fight with Pantoja, who Moreno lost to in 2018 by decision as well, is the obvious bout that Moreno wants next. The issue is that Royval has 2 wins since his loss for that title, and one of those was over Moreno. So the baby assassin might have to take someone out before he lines up Pantoja in his sights for the trilogy. And in the co-main event, Erin Blanchfield rallied to win a hard-fought unanimous decision victory over the 2-time strawweight champ, Rose Namajunas. Now she wants one more fight before going for the women's flyweight title. For the first 2 rounds, Thug Rose baffled her with her superior striking and footwork, and she looked like she'd run away with it. Then, Blanchfield remembered her size, and she used her larger frame to outmuscle the former strawweight and take over. "I would love to fight Alexa Grasso," said Blanchfield of her next bout. "I think she's an amazing fighter, someone I've been watching just like I've been watching Rose, and I want to get that win over her." Calling Grasso out is a wise decision. The former champ just lost the belt to Valentina Shevchenko after the trilogy, and Blanchfield knows she won't get a shot at the belt just yet. That's because Manon Fiorot beat Blanchfield and Namajunas in her last 2 fights. Barring injury, she has next shot at the title. Due to the 9 decisions, 2 of which were 5-rounders, Fight Night 246 was the 3rd longest event in UFC history. No wonder the 4 performance bonuses went to Jasmine Jasdavicius, Dustin Stolfus, Charles Jourdain, and Youssef Zalal for getting finishes. Chucky Foster avenged his contentious loss to Robson Conceição to regain the WBC junior lightweight title. But the split decision win was about as convincing as his split decision loss. So there's already talk of a trilogy. "His heart is unbelievable," said Foster afterwards. "I told you all I was going to step it up and bring it to him. That was my goal. I'm still not satisfied with my performance, but I felt like I showed a lot of people my versatility." After claiming an Olympic gold medal for Brazil in 2016, Conceição was one of boxing's hottest commodities. In 3 previous fights for a world title, however, he came up short twice and scored a draw once. When he finally won a belt, he lost it in the immediate rematch and thinks Foster should repay him the favor. "I know the victory wasn't mine tonight, but I know that I did a good job," said the Brazilian. "But if he wants the rematch, I'll be ready. I gave him a rematch, so I think he should show the same respect to me by giving me the 3rd fight." In other championship results, Gabriela Fundora is the new undisputed women's flyweight champion. Sweet Poison made history by knocking out Chucky Alaniz to become boxing's youngest undisputed champion of the 4-belt era. "Honestly, I have no words. But actually, I want to dedicate this fight to Oscar de la Hoya," said Fundora after the win. This is why I wore the gold shorts. He's making a new era. Golden Boy is now welcoming the Golden Girl. This fight was for him. Abu Dhabi Extreme Championship 6 went down over the weekend and provided world-class gi and no-gi action from a whole host of Brazilian jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts stars from around the world. In the no-gi main event, though, it was the Brazilian Rogerio Bontorin who shone brighter than anyone else on the card by flying halfway around the world on late notice to beat Muhammad Mokaev. UFC standout Raul Rosas Jr. was the original plan, but his attendance was supposedly blocked by the UFC just days out from the match. That left the undefeated MMA fighter Mokaev to lose to Bontorin. In the gi main event, the BJJ world champion Jansen Gomez scored his second win with ADXC after earning a clear unanimous decision victory over Anderson Ferreira. For a pure gi competitor, the champ utilized the cage with a couple of nice submission attempts, and he landed some clean takedowns using the fence in what turned out to be a thoroughly entertaining bout for the audience. Also on the card, Bellator champion Patchy Mix took on the former One Championship bantamweight king Kairat Akhmatov in the no-gi co-main event. While it went the full 3 rounds with neither man being able to find the finish, it was Mix's power, takedowns, and control in the mount that led to a comfortable decision win over the former One champion. The grappling match between Bruno Lima and Izaki Bayense was a highlight of the event that showcased elite-level BJJ. Lima came out strong, looking to control the pace and position early on with all sorts of clever guard passes and takedowns. Bayense's ability to escape and counterattack was impressive, and it highlighted his resilience and tactical awareness. But it was Lima's relentless pressure over Bayense's strategic counters that got him the win. And in the battle of former UFC fighters, Tagia Ulanbekov almost latched onto an early guillotine against Jussier Formiga, only to then carry the Brazilian like a backpack until the round ended. The rest of the bout was close enough that neither man knew who had taken the win, but it was Formiga who had his hand raised in Abu Dhabi. The next stop for the ADX Championship is Brazil, and that is set to take place this November 17.
Thanks for watching, and remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.